We're counting down 5 hidden gems in Azerbaijan, each one more surprising than the last. Stick around to see the #1 spot, Intro, establishing drone of the Baku skyline. I'm talking real places you won't find in the glossy postcards, places with smell, sound, and people. I want you to feel like you're standing next to me, camera in hand, heart racing as we turn down an alley or crest a ridge. Subtitles on screen throughout. Top left numbers will tick from 5 to 1 with every reveal, a simple visual heartbeat keeping you locked in. I travel to find stories that feel raw and honest, not staged or packaged. Copper sparks in mountain villages, forests that smell like childhood summers, moonscapes of bubbling mud, palaces so ornate they steal your breath. I'll guide you like a filmmaker, showing you where to point the lens and when to shut up and listen. Masculine, steady voiceover, steady camera too. But when the moment calls, I run. Chapter 1. At number 5, Lahij. I arrived before dawn when the village was a string of chimneys against cold mountain air, and the first light made copper glow like something sacred. Walk with me down those cobbled lanes, they're narrow, uneven, and they tell half a millennium of footsteps. The houses lean in close. Voices carry in the way old towns always do, like gossip that's been practiced for generations. Subtitles on, top left number 5. This place hits the senses first. The metallic tang in the air, the steady rhythm of hammers, the quiet pride of craftsmen. You'll hear hammer on copper and think of industry, but it's different here. It's art and livelihood braided together. I stood next to a man whose hands looked like maps, watching him shape a pot as if the metal were remembering a song. Chapter 2. Number 4. Qabala's forests. I remember pushing through a last line of trees and feeling like the city had been peeled off my shoulders. The first inhale was why people come here. Clean, cold mountain air that slaps your face awake. The valley folds inward. Pines, birch, and light filters through leaves like 1,000 little film grains. Top left number 4. Subtitles on. This is where you slow your pace and let nature do the editing for you. Hike with me down trails that barely count as paths. Boots on a needle-strewn path, every step muted on cushioned pine needles. I found waterfalls tucked between mossy boulders that sound like drums when the water hits. These spots are cinematic gold for slow-motion sequences and drone sweeps. Capture the water from chest height and also from orbit. The contrast sells scale. Let the camera be curious, not showy. Picnic clearings are where real travel happens. A thermos, some local cheese, and the sound of wind in a canopy. Film hands unpacking food, a knife cutting into cheese, and laughter shared without urgency. Those human moments bridge city viewers to wild places. The forest's silence highlights human warmth. That juxtaposition makes this footage sing. Number 3, the Gobustan mud volcanoes. Imagine stepping onto another planet, cracked clay plains, bubbling mounds, and steam that smells faintly of sulfur. The first time I saw those cones, I had to blink. My brain kept rewriting what was possible on Earth. The place has a lunar quality that begs for wide lenses and ultra-close macro work. It's alien and tactile at once. Approach a bubbling cone slowly. The mud moves in a hypnotic rhythm, like a heartbeat. Kneel and watch small domes collapse and reform. Use a macro to catch texture. Use a 50mm to show how light skims wet mud. Let those moments breathe. Don't narrate over every single pop. The cracked plains around the cones are great for long, eerie, wide shots. Walk patterns in the dust. A trailing shot from behind gives a sense of exploration. The ancient petroglyphs nearby add a human counterpoint to the alien geology. Capture the rock carvings in soft sidelight to bring out their depth and history. Sound design here is subtle. Distant wind, occasional mud pops, and the crunch of your boots. Add brief interviews with researchers or local guides. Subtitles translate any technical terms or local context. The color palette is minimal: ochre, gray, and blue sky. Fly low to sweep across plains, then pull up high to reveal scale. Be mindful of safety and etiquette. Some cones are fragile and the ground can be hot. Capture candid reactions: a child impressed, a scientist jotting notes, a traveler touching the surface and pulling back surprised. Pair the Gobustan footage with slow, thoughtful narration. Finally, frame petroglyphs against the moonscape, cinematic storytelling that lingers. Number 2, Sheki Khan Palace. Walk in, your pace changes. The air feels calmer. Backlit stained glass spills jewel-tone patterns across marble floors. A carved panel and quiet corner whisper courtly stories. Top left number 2, subtitles on, intricate frescoes, low-angle ceilings, a painter's dream of color. Slow interior pan through the main room, low-angle ceiling pan to emphasize scale. Backlit stained glass close-up, color spills across tiles and marble, floral motif close-up, carved wood detail, a single small footstool left behind. Those little traces humanize grandeur. Soft natural light reveals fresco texture. Avoid harsh artificial light. Brushstroke macro, gold leaf macro. Visitors will screenshot these images. Slow tracking shots through doorways. Carved hinge close-up. Hand touching a railing. Small worn details show lived history.
Short emotional historian line, subtitled.
A carved face in a panel, a shard of blue glass, sunlight pooling on an old tile, exterior courtyard wide shot in morning light, palace against the town rooftops, establishing. Golden hour texture studies, a pigeon hops, the place feels lived in. Let this sequence breathe with slow dissolves. Mix wide and close to honor scale and intimacy. Invite the viewer to pause and look closer. Timeless elegance rewards patience. Treat it with care. Reveal the secret. And number 1, Khinalug, perched high, stubborn, and mostly untouched. I arrived on a road that felt like it had been built by memory rather than engineering. Every switchback made the village loom larger. The moment you see stone houses stitched into a ridge, you understand why this place sits at the top. Top left number 1, subtitles on. Khinalug is raw, ancient, and utterly photogenic without trying. Sunrise here is cinematic without filters, silhouettes of stone roofs against a pale, sharpening sky. I climbed onto a rooftop and watched village life wake up. Overall rooftop vantage. Goats, tea kettles, the snap of laundry lines. Get rooftop shots from multiple angles. Silhouette wide. Medium with human activity. Intimate close-ups of steam from a pan. These layers create a rhythm that feels lived in. Interviews with locals are gold, but approach with humility. I asked about daily life and got answers that were both simple and profound. Record these in quiet spots with ambient village noise low in the mix. Subtitles translate their words, don't paraphrase. The authenticity of their voices anchors the sequence emotionally. Khinalug's architecture is built for climate and community. Thick stone, small windows, roofs that double as terraces. Walk the narrow paths at dusk and capture the geometry of shadows. Then pull back to show the scale of the terraces stretching toward the ridge. The lifestyle here feels like a preserved rhythm. Milking, bread making, children running in wool hats. Those everyday acts say more about a place than any sweeping line about tradition. Edit these moments into short beats. A cut on action keeps the pace alive and honest. Let a viewer feel like they've lived a minute in Khinalug's day. Vistas from Khinalug are the cinematic peak of this list. Wide, slow-orbit drone shots reveal how impossibly perched the village is. Capture sunrise silhouettes, capture sunset silhouettes. Balance the grandeur with intimate human moments so the place feels inhabited. Protect the tenderness of Khinalug when shooting. Don't crowd people, let them move naturally. Film with respect and gratitude. These are not props. We've walked cobbled lanes, breathed forest air, stood on bubbling moons, and climbed to the rooftops of a stubborn mountain village. Which one surprised you most?